Hey guys, Tonight Marine here with another video. Today talking about Ferguson and that whole shit that's gone over there. I really haven't made a video. I was going to make one right away. Kind of talking about it, but I kind of wanted to hold off and see how things played out so I can really kind of, make up my mind on this. And, I mean, one, I disagree with the fucking rioters immediately. The second they started rioting, this shit pissed me off. But if you don't know, which you should know, I harp on you guys about this shit all the time. But if you don't know, a white police officer killed a black male in Ferguson, Missouri, which apparently is a suburb of St. Louis. And the initial story that came out was that the cop shot this unarmed dude. They called him a kid. He's not a fucking kid. He's 6'4", 300 pounds, 18 years old. Not a kid. But anyway, the initial report said the police officer shot this kid in the back and killed him as he was like running away or some shit. And so all these fucking people there in Ferguson start rioting. They literally were burning down businesses, fucking stealing shit, just destroying houses, property, just everything. All over. And the police there had to react with major force. They had to fucking call everyone and their mom out to help them because it was getting insanely out of hand. And it was just amazing to me because these people didn't take the time to fucking figure it out. One, these people don't know this fucking kid. They've never met him. They have no idea what the fuck he's all about. And yet they're going and burning shit down, destroying businesses in their own fucking neighborhood, causing a lot of damage to homes, to cars, to everything else in where they live. It's like, what fucking sense does that make to destroy all the convenience stores and whatever else in your fucking neighborhood? Because then those convenience stores either A, will take fucking forever to recover from it, or they won't be able to recover and they'll fucking shut down or have to move town. Like, what sense does that make? I mean, seriously. And then it starts to come out that not only did this police officer do nothing wrong, he was actually acting in self-defense because he pulled up on this kid who had actually just before robbed a convenience store, forcefully robbed it without a gun, as far as I know. He kind of just strong-armed the dude, the cashier, whoever worked at that convenience store, but he stole, whatever he took from there, and he was walking down the middle of the street, and the police officer didn't know that this kid had stolen or had robbed a store right before that. But this kid and his friend, this dude and his friend were walking down the road, middle of the road. So the police officer pulls up to him, tells him to fucking get out of the road. You guys can't walk down the middle of the road. What are you doing? You're going to get hit by a car. And he tries to open up his door, and this dude fucking slams the door shut on him. And so the police officer tries to grab him, I imagine by the collar, the sweatshirt, whatever he was wearing, and pull him down to try to restrain him so that he can get out of the car. And this kid, I don't even remember his fucking name because frankly I don't care. He ends up punching this officer in the face multiple times. If you've seen the picture of this officer, his face got fucked up. He broke his eye socket, his right eye socket, bruised up his eye, fucking just smashed the shit out of his face, and then tried to steal the weapon from the officer. And then he fucking ends up running away. But then he turns around and comes back, and the officer shoots him like 6 or 7 times and kills him. And it's coming out that there's witness reports that this is what happened. That he didn't shoot this kid in the back. The autopsy showed that the rounds hit this dude from the front. As he was rushing back to try to hurt the police officer more, I would imagine. And so instead of waiting for all this shit to come out, these people go and fucking destroy all kinds of shit. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, it really makes no sense to me. And it has nothing to do, for me, that the vast majority of the rioters were black, that the kid was black, that the police officer was white. All of that is completely irrelevant to me. It's the fact that people, Americans in general, are destroying their own fucking neighborhoods because they're too impatient to wait to figure out what the fuck actually happened. They jumped to conclusions, they assumed, and we all know what happens when you assume something, and they caused hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage, if not more. I really wouldn't be surprised if it was in the millions. They were fucking doing all sorts of shit. And it just made them look like fucking idiots. And it was just a rough situation. I feel for the police officers there. They had to deal with a lot of shit. Apparently now all the police officers there are going to be fitted with cameras that like kind of go on their vest or whatever, I imagine like GoPro, something similar to that, so that they'll be recording everything. So any interactions they have with civilians will be recorded, and so there can be no, this is what happened, he said, she said type of shit. It's going to be fucking recorded, which I think all police officers across the country should have. That shit's obviously expensive, so it's not something you can do right away, but I think that is something that all officers should have to prevent shit like this from happening, Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if, stuff like this gets worse. It's pretty much calmed down from now, as far as I know. But, I mean, it took the governor. He had to call basically martial law, essentially. He put a curfew in. He brought in the National Guard because it was just so out of control. It was ridiculous. And it just makes you sad that people do that so quickly. I mean, I would understand doing that if it came out that the officer did shoot him in the back multiple times. Even after being assaulted like that, you technically cannot shoot a kid in the back if he's running away from you. You may want to, and he may fucking deserve it, but you can't do it. But that is not what happened. And especially if the kid did nothing wrong and that happens, then the police department's not going to punish the officer that did it. In that situation, I definitely understand being mad. And I understand kind of, I don't necessarily agree with them still burning shit down, but I can understand the upsettedness then. But the fact that they did it immediately is what amazes me. It really is. So yeah, alright guys, that's enough of my rant for this. If you have any questions or comments on this, feel free to let me know. Post them in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Semper Fi.